Good morning, students. Already we have started the chapter Human Health and Diseases. So, in this session, we are going to discuss about some other diseases, its symptoms, and prevention. Let us start with malaria. Malaria is a protozoan disease. It is caused by various species of Plasmodium, that is, we can say Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium malaria, Plasmodium falciparum. All these species of Plasmodium causes malaria. The Plasmodium falciparum causes malignant malaria. Okay, it is lethal, and vector for the same is mosquito, that is female Anopheles. Okay, see, with the help of this figure we can understand the life cycle of Plasmodium. Plasmodium enters human body as sporocyte through the bite of infected female Anopheles. After that, it reaches liver and blood of the human, where they reproduce asexually, so that cell burst. After that, it released parasites infect new RBCs. The sexual stages of parasite are completed in human host, so that when female Anopheles bites human, it takes up gametocytes along with blood. You understand? First, asexual reproduction starts. Parasites reproduces asexually and cell burst, and this bursting leads to fever due to the release of toxic substance called hemozoin. And after that, new RBCs which are infected are released, and sexual stages are completed in human host. Such male and female gametocytes fertilize in the mosquito intestine. So the malarial parasite requires two hosts. Clear? Means half cycle is completed in human body and other half is completed in the mosquito. So the sporozoites which is formed escapes from the mosquito intestine to salivary gland for storage, and after that, when it is infected or injected to the host body, the life cycle get completed. Amoebiasis, or we can say amoebic dysentery. It is a protozoan disease. It is caused by protozoan parasite, that is Entamoeba histolytica. Okay. See, mode of transmission is housefly. It acts as a carrier to transmit parasite from feces of infected person to food. And its symptom is simple constipation, abdominal pain, cramps, stool with excessive mucus, and blood clot. Okay, so all these symptoms will tell us about the disease, that is amoebic dysentery. Now next is Ascaris. It is caused by pathogenic parasitic helminth. Okay, that is Ascaris. Now it is also known as roundworms. Disease is transmitted from feces of infected person to healthy by contaminated water, vegetables. Whenever we are talking about transmission, you should note down the points, how it is transferred from one person to the other, infected person to the healthy person, how it is transferred. And the symptoms are internal bleeding, muscular pain, fever, anemia, and blockage of internal intestinal passage. Okay. Next is filarious, or we can say elephantiasis. It is caused by pathogenic parasitic helminth wuchereria. Now, see, it is transmitted to healthy person through bite by female mosquito vector. Okay, female mosquito acts as a vector here. Now, what are the symptoms? See, slow developing but chronic inflammation of the organ, the liver. Next is lymphatic vessel of lower limb and genital are inflamed. Swelling of lower limbs, you can see also, is very high. That's why it is known as elephantiasis. See, Wuchereria bancrofti and Wuchereria malai, these are the causative agent of elephantiasis. Clear? Next disease is ringworm. It is caused by fungal genera, Microsporum, Trichophyton, Epidermophyton. Okay, so it is a fungal disease. Ringworms are transmitted from soil, or it is also transferred by using towel, clothes, or comb of infected person. Now, what are the symptoms? Appearance of dry, scaly lesion on the skin, nails and scar. Then intense itching. Heat and moisture help fungi to grow in skin folds of groin and toes. So, it causes itching and it appear dry. Clear? Now, see, when we are talking about infectious disease, it should be controlled, it should be prevented. How? It can be done by personal hygiene, public hygiene. Okay? So, if we are talking about personal hygiene, it means we should keep our body clean. We should use clean drinking water, food, vegetables, etc. And for airborne disease, close contact with infected person and belongings should be avoided. While if we are talking about public hygiene, see, proper disposal of waste and excreta should be there. Next will periodic cleaning and disinfection of water reservoirs like pool, tank, etc. See, infectious diseases are either food transmitted from food, or it is airborne or waterborne. So we should take care of all these. Hygiene in public catering should be maintained. Then for malaria and filariasis, vector and their breeding places should be controlled and eliminated. Regular cleaning of household coolers and all. Use of mosquito net. And then introducing fishes. Some special fishes like Gambusia in ponds that can feed on mosquito larvae. Then spray of insecticides in ditches, drainage and swamp, all these. This will improve our health and it will prevent the transmission of infectious diseases. To keep a healthy body and maintain it, immunity of a person should be good. Now, what do you mean by immunity? Immunity means it is the ability of a body to fight with diseases causing organism, or we can say pathogen. Okay, so immune system helps in that. Now, types of immunity if we are talking, it is innate immunity and acquired. In acquired, it is of two types, cell mediated and humoral. Okay, And in innate immunity, it is non-specific type of defense. Okay, non-specific types of defense present at the time of birth. It carries a physical barrier, physiological barrier, cellular barrier, and cytokine barrier. Now, by name only, it is very easy to understand. See, physical barrier. Okay, so physical barrier like skin, mucus, coating of epithelium, lining of respiratory, gastrointestinal, all these are physical barrier. It means which entry of microbes into the body which comes in contact with the body. Second is physiological barrier. Physiological barrier means some body secretion is there which helps in preventing the microbial growth. Like we can take the example of acid in stomach. We know HCl is secreted in stomach and its function is to kill germs. Then saliva in mouth, tears from eyes, all these are physiological barrier. Next is cellular barrier. See, certain cells of body prevents microbes and provide immunity. Clear? These cells act as a cellular barriers. They are also known as phagocytous. Okay, and they destroy microbes. Like we can take leukocytes, WBC, then polymorphonuclear leukocytes, monocytes, and natural killer in blood, and macrophages. All these are known as cellular barrier. Last is cytokine barrier. See, when viral infection spreads in cells, then infected cell secretes interferon proteins which protects the non-infected cells. So, these are known as cytokine barriers. Now, what about the immunity, acquired immunity? It is the pathogen specific and memory characterized immunity. It leads to two types of responses which are produced by B and T lymphocytes. See, primary response means when our body encounters a pathogen for first time, it produces a primary and low intensity response. Obviously, in previous classes also we have studied that first time when the response is taken and antibodies and antigens are produced, it is very low. Okay, but what about secondary response? See, when body encounters with the same pathogen again, then intense response is produced, and this is due to the memory of first encounter. Clear? Acquired immune response is of two types, that is humoral immune system, or we can say antibody body mediated immune system. In short, it is known as AMIS. Okay. And second is cell mediated immune system. Now, see what happened. Now, humoral immune system or antibody mediated immune system, it consists of different types of antibodies that occur in the body fluid like lymph, blood plasma. Okay. The antibodies are formed by plasma cell, which in turn are produced by B lymphocytes. Clear? See, after this what happened? The cells are able to produce antibodies specific for each type of antigen by a system of rearrangement of their gene segment to form the gene required for formation of particular antibody. Clear? First, antibodies are formed by plasma cell, which in turn produces B lymphocytes, and the cells are able to produce antibodies for each specific antigen. And this system is active against pathogen that enters the body fluid. See, antibodies. Each immunoglobulin molecule has 4 polypeptide chain, that is 2 hydrogen or heavy chain it is known as, and 2 short or light chain. This diagram is very important, and in exams the diagram is given, and sometimes they have not done the labeling. You have to complete the labeling and you have to tell the function of that particular part. So be specific about the diagram also. The Y-shaped molecule bind to specific antigen, forming antigen antibody complex, and each antigen has antigenic determinant which match with specific antibodies. Clear? Just now I have told you it is produced for each specific antibody. An antibody may attach to cell membrane or it may be free sometime. Clear? So 4 polypeptide chains are there, 2 hydrogen or it is also known as heavy chain, and 2 short or we can say light chain. Next is cell mediated immune system. It is the component of immune system which consists of T lymphocytes. This system provides cellular immunity and its main function is against pathogen which enters the host cell. The immune system also operates against cancer cells and transplant. Clear? It helps in identifying self and non-self. Clear? So what happened? It is responsible for graft or transplant rejection. It also activates B lymphocytes. Immune system can be active or passive. See, active means it is the immunity achieved by exposure to antigens. While passive, it means immunity achieved by taking ready-made antibodies directly. Okay. Antibodies are produced by the body. So it comes under active immunity. Okay. And antibodies which are directly given into the body and are not produced by the body are included in passive immunity. Active immunity is little bit slow and it takes time to give response. While if we are talking about passive, so obviously it is given into the body. So it is quick and effective, more effective than active immunity. See, active immunity means natural infections and vaccination induced. Active means these are the normal thing which induces active immunity. Clear? While mother colostrum for initial few days gives antibodies to protect fetus. This is a passive one. Vaccination. Just now I have told you active and passive immunity. So vaccination is a part of that. It is introduced by the preparation of antigenic protein of pathogen, or we can say inactivated pathogen in the body, so that body produces some specific protein called antibodies against antigens to fight with diseases. The vaccination is based on the property of memory of the immune system. Antigenic protein of pathogen or weakened pathogen are introduced in the body. After that, body produces antibody which neutralizes the pathogenic agent when actual infection will take place. Okay, and it also generate B and T cells. And B and T cells thus generated by vaccine recognize the pathogen quickly on subsequent exposure. And passive immunization, it is a quick response required, and then preformed antibodies are directly given to the patient. Clear? For example, we can take tetanus and snake bite. Now, allergies. See, the exaggerated response of the immune system to certain antigens present in the environment, that is known as allergy. In general, many have allergies from the dust, some food, okay, some have allergies from the chilies. So all these are what? Allergies. Allergies means exaggerated response. Now, the substance in whose response immune response is produced, that is known as allergens. Okay, the substance which is produced in response immune, that is termed as allergens. See, antibodies produced to these are of IgE type, allergens are of dust, pollens, animal drugs, etc. Now, what are the symptoms of allergy? Sneezing, watery eye, running nose, difficult breathing, all these are symptoms. And release, why it is caused? It is due to the release of chemicals like histamine and serotonin from the mast cell, which causes allergy. For determining the cause of allergy, patient is exposed to or he is infected with small dose of possible allergen. Okay, and reaction are studied, then it is confirmed that the particular person is allergic to which particular substance. And treatment drugs are taken, and like adrenaline, steroids, it reduces the symptoms of allergy. See, autoimmunity, what happened? Sometimes due to genetic or unknown reason, body starts recognizing its own molecule as foreign molecules, and body attacks self cell, which results in damage. This is known as autoimmune disease. Clear? Arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, it is a autoimmune disease. Now, component of immune system are lymphoid organ, tissue cells, and antibodies. See, immune system, it recognizes foreign antigen. It responds to foreign antigen. It recognizes and then it responds. And after that, it memorizes the foreign antigens. And it leads to allergy reaction. After recognizing, responding, and memorizing, it also leads to allergy reaction, and sometimes it causes autoimmune diseases. See, lymphoid organs, it is a site for origin, maturation, and proliferation of lymphocytes. We can take example of bone marrow and thymus. These are primary lymphoid organ where immature lymphocytes differentiates, spleen, lymph nodes, tonsils, pale patches of small intestine, and appendix. These are known as secondary lymphoid organs where lymphocytes interact with antigen and proliferate to become effector cell. Okay, so there are two types, primary lymphoid organ and secondary lymphoid organ. Primary means when immature lymphocytes differentiates, while secondary lymphoid organ means what does it do? It interact with antigen and proliferate to become effector cell. I've given you example also, bone marrow, thymus, these are primary, while if we are talking about spleen, lymph node, tonsils, all these are secondary lymphoid organ. Lymph nodes and all, they enters lymph and tissue fluid and activates lymphocytes causing immune response. Okay, so now this session is over. So in the next session, we are going to discuss about other diseases like AIDS, cancer, adolescence, alcohol abuse, all these. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.